go out there. Take it away.
Find your glory, write your story, fearless feet will carry you. Time you own it, take your moment, be a fire burning through. Hustling from night until morning, grinding it out, it won't be long. Feel your power, it's your hour, you inspire, you are strong.
Enjoy your Zola. No applause? You're all fired.
Now that you've reached the stage in your life where quality television is important, Nubian TV is a black network that speaks to your lifestyle. Nubian TV is the world's first digital network devoted to the upscale and political lifestyles of black people. Nubian TV's programming includes politics, travel, fashion, food, automotive, arts and culture, civil rights, music, and more. Watch now on Amazon Fire TV, Roku, or watch globally at nubiantv.net. Nubian TV, it's what you want to watch. Now,
come with me if you want to live a more delicious life.
Oh, maybe we should get in the van.
In this world, we don't get to control much. The past, male pattern baldness.
Leggies.
Got one right now. The urge to puff that bubble wrap. But there is one thing we do get to choose every single day. What we eat. Welcome to the Sonic Department of Research and Deliciousment. We have everything you want, didn't know you wanted, and some things you didn't know were possible. Because we believe if you're not having fun, you're not living free. So come on, let's live a little.
Hey, good morning, America. Good morning, America.
Good morning, America.
Good morning, America.
Money! Are you ready? They are ready. Covering the biggest events in the country right now.
There's a lot going on here.
It's always a good time. That's what the show's about.
That's good.
Really good. Very good.
Coming in hot, Jimmy, coming in hot.
It's far from elementary.
Oh. Good morning, America.
I'm not going to try to strut like Michael or anything.
I have known George a long, long time.
Have you ever gotten him to dance?
Look at that face.
You don't just see it, you feel it.
I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm in too.
I'll be there.
I am here and so happy.
I'm in.
I'm in too.
I'm in. That tells you something when Snoop Dogg's in. Michael, George, where? Ginger.
Prepare for a journey beyond imagination, beyond belief, beyond anything you've experienced before. Universal Epic Universe, a new theme park where you'll step through extraordinary portals to 5 immersive worlds. Prepare for a cosmic voyage of discovery, an isle of fire-breathing excitement, a shadowy world of monsters and mystery, new wonders in the wizarding world, and a new way to play. Plus the splendor of a magnificent resort hotel overlooking the park. It's all new excitement at Universal Orlando Resort. A week's worth of vacation thrills with 4 amazing theme parks, a variety of spectacular themed hotels, and incredible dining and entertainment. It's all at Universal Orlando Resort, where you'll find new adventures every day. Explore the astonishing worlds of Universal Epic Universe at Universal Orlando Resort.
Well, hello to you, bang. You welcome in everybody to another edition of Brainley's Virtual Tour Live. Glad to have all you here. You're ready to talk some 9-day fiance hunt for love, because I certainly am. It was down to the wire for me to get this after show on because I'm like, ooh, it's 5:46. Can I do it? And of course, we made it in. Glad to have all you here. Child, Chantel and Jennifer. I mean, when I get that feeling, I need sexual healing. It looked like Chantel got sexually healed and Jennifer got a sexual awakening from that makeout session at the end, child. But we'll get into that a whole lot more here. Higher is waiting, low is available, but either way, we are live on tour. Let me take down this iconic intro here. Yes, indeed. You see that virtual tour background. Yes, you do. You hear that virtual tour music. Yes, you do. And then there is a me. Hey, everybody. Welcome in. Glad to have you here, child. It's a lot going on. It's a lot going on. Let's get to it, because there was a lot of notes. I took a lot of notes. So we start with, Jennifer, loved Courtney talking to Tim about, his freaky stuff. So it's just like, now, see, Jennifer, this is why people don't like you, because you throw your rock and hide your hand. Now, Tim has every right to be upset with you, as you have the right to be upset with him. But see, the problem is with you, you will take an inch of anything that Tim does and make it a mile about how you're a victim about it. And that's a fucking damn shame. It is. Absolutely is. Because what's the point of it, right? Like, it's been how many years now? Like 7 years or so, or however long it was. And you're still holding on to it. Like, Tim is trying to move on. You ain't. Just saying. So then Cole comes over. Courtney leaves. Cole wants to talk to Jennifer about what happened last night. And Cole was doing too much about asking about Rob and Jennifer's night, right? And Jennifer did not like Cole's jealous and controlling nature, but also, too, Jennifer, pop me kettle, because you are also jealous and controlling, right? Like, you literally said on the first day, if you do something I don't like, I am hell. That's what you said. Not me, but that was you. So, yeah. So Cole apologizes and likes the time they spent up together to this point. And, Jennifer recognizes that, Cole, apologized, so that dissipates Jennifer's doubts a little bit. Here's the thing. Just because it dissipates the doubt for a little bit doesn't mean that the doubt still is there. You know what I mean? So Jennifer believes that there's potential between Jennifer and Cole. And, Cole says, just communicate with me more. And Jennifer also wants that too. But Cole believes there's some gaslighting there because she doesn't want to admit to what happened last night. And child, when we get to the preview, I'm going to have so many thoughts. That preview. Jesus. Like, you all right? You okay? You okay over there, buddy? You okay? Listen, that's where I was, okay? As the fireworks are going off behind us, ladies and gentlemen. Lord Jesus, welcome in. Glad to have you here. So then it's group time, right, for everybody. And there's a workshop about compatibility. So these are compatibility questions, right? So the first one, sex a couple of times a day versus, multiple times a day. Courtney says multiple times a day. Chantel says sex every day. Chantel, if you and me were together, I would have to be on Virtual Tour Live once a week. Because Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I'm getting it. But listen, that's neither here nor there. But with Colt, rather, he wants sex hourly. So I was like, damn. And then there was a black man who we eventually learned name is Jay. He says, he wants it weekly. And Usman says he wants it weekly. And Courtney made a dig at Usman and said, do you want it weekly because you only deal with older women? I'm like, damn. Now, Courtney, don't do that, because there's some older women out here that they got some drive to them. Okay, listen. You think that they're like, what they call them. when you put your foot on the gas, that the engine starts up. Oh no, there's some older women that's got some V8 engines, and they're like, put it on the gas, motherfucker. I'm not asking you, I'm telling you. But I thought that was funny from Courtney. I'm like, Courtney, eventually you're gonna get there yourself, child. But anyway, so then after that, there's a question about kids, kids or no. The redheads, I can't remember their names. Okay, they didn't show their names. So, but the redheads said kids. Colt says kids. Tim says no kids or small dogs because the last exes that he had got small dogs after him. It's like, bruh, you really gonna disrespect the dogs because they were after your girlfriend? Like, listen, I had an ex, right? And she had these cats. And she had to give them up, unfortunately. I didn't want to either. Because I grew, to love the cats, right? But child, I was so liquored up on Benadryl. Every time I went over there, I was so liquored up on Benadryl. And I have to tell you, it was something crazy. You know what I mean? So for sure. But sincerely though, bro, like your ex has the right to do what she wanted to do, Tim. Okay. So Jay, who like I said, we didn't know Jay before, during the question about sex, a couple times a day versus a couple times a week. But we learned that Jay, who's the black man that we didn't know before, he says baby factory, max 31. But everybody has a moment with him, right? And says, and they're like, wait, 31? And he's like, wait, 31? My says max 3. And they're like, no. It's like, oh, no. Ooh, to use the words of a song, dog, catch it, nothing but the dog in me. But Jay wants maximum 3 kids. Chantel wants kids, and Courtney wants kids as well. So then we have the money or love question. It's difficult because love doesn't pay the bills, but also too, you need money to, have a strong foundation, right? So, damned if you do, damned if you don't. Courtney says money. Chantel says love. Another black girl says love. Usman says money. And Colt says love. And Colt and Courtney have a disagreement about love that, Colt asks, what if love goes away? And then Courtney, says that I think it was her grandma or her mom said, go after somebody rich, right? Because most of the time what ends up happening is that finances are broken, right? So this is what I would have to say about that. Also, Usman too got in there and also, basically said, most relationships break up because of finances, right? And so this is what I have to say about it. I think you need both, right? Now, I have heard from women that say they don't want to, invest in potential. And I'm just like, well, and this was my thinking before, okay? So listen, we're just having a conversation, you and me here, okay? So the way I was thinking about it was like, wait a minute, aren't you moving towards something? So don't you want him to invest in your potential? But after listening to conversations and after doing research and really sitting with myself, on myself, and by myself, and recognizing that it's not that women don't want to invest in potential. They want to see the growth in that potential, right? So I've said this quote before, boys and girls want spontaneity, men and women want security. It's not that men and women don't want you to be spontaneous. They just want to see that you can handle your shit and then you can be spontaneous. So when it came to that question, right, about love or money, the way I felt about it was this. First of all, there are plenty of people with money, but ain't no love at home. Right? Everybody who is in a relationship ain't happy, and everybody who's single ain't sad. So that's how I felt about it. Like it was yin and yang. You can't have one without the other. So yeah. And then Nick said, well, listen, a lot of relationships do break up because of money, but also too, if there is no love here, then can we motivate each other to go out here and make a living? So, and I think that's the general perspective everyone should have, but hey, to each their own, right? So then we get to Tiffany and Carlo. They are having a mud bath. Tiffany wants to be perfect, but has, issues with her body. And let me tell you something. Tiffany is a delicioso Latina. Okay. Listen, vamos. Bring Tiffany up. Anyway, moving on. But no, I've always have believed if it ain't thick, it ain't right. But that doesn't mean, okay, that I want to just, not be open to other people, right? It's all about connection for me. So, as they're doing their mud bath, I'm seeing the vibes. I'll put that in my notes. I see the vibes. Carlo's, mindset was wanting a long-term partner. Tiffany's been married before. She has 2 kids, 14 and 5. And, Carlo says, do you want to be realistic about, or not realistic, but do you want to be honest about how I feel about this? And Carlo says that he's never dated someone with kids. And generally when I go after someone with kids, he thought, he would meet somebody and, she wasn't having kids, he wasn't having kids. Then, they do what they do. And listen, I feel like this, right? You have the right to do what you want to do, but also too, in the right that you have to do what you want to do, could you be missing out on a good person, right? Now, of course, kids are going to feel the way they're going to feel, right? Because their dad's their dad. The way I look at that, that's just another member on the support team, right? You're not trying to replace anybody. You're just trying to add. Now, some dads are territorial because they fucked up what they had and they mad at you when really they should be mad at themselves. That goes way beyond you. But Tiffany is disappointed in Carlo. But she also said, be realistic. And that's what I said to my friends, because they like, why you go after women with kids? I'm like, well, I mean, look at where I am. I was born in 1994. Most 90s kids, I think now, rather, have kids. So, to find one that doesn't have kids, it's a dime a dozen. But in the same token, though, you can either stay lonely or you can expand yourself and see what can be, right? I was literally talking to a friend of mine today, and child, he wants me to get out the house. I'm just like, I love my peace. I really, really do. Like, and child, he wants me to be okay, this, that, and the third. And listen, I appreciate my friends, right? But as we have come to learn, not everybody is in your corner for you, okay? Not everybody is a friend to you. And some people, I'll put it like this, they will deplete you before they invest in you. And I'm not saying that's my friend, okay? I'm just saying from general aspects. Good Lord Jesus. But it's true, though. I think we all have friends in our life that do that. Like, we love them because we got history. There's a bond there. But in the same token, it's like, it just is what it is. You know what I mean? So I'm debating on if I want to go or not, because I'm just like, I swear, every time that our friend group gets together, there's always some ish. Always. And I'm just like, I could be at home sleep. Like, it's not, and believe me, I like to have a good time, but I also like to have a good time with my peace intact. You know what I mean? Sincerely, I think that it's important that you are around people that you actually want to be around with. I think it's important to put yourself around circumstances that you want to be in, but most of all, your faculties, right, of how you utilize yourself to live your life should be non-negotiable, right? So as I've gotten older, and I think the pandemic really brought this out for a lot of people, I did not realize, I don't think you guys realized either, that being introverted is a blessing. Now, it can have its curses too, because if you're inside the house way too much, right, then obviously you can feel isolation and loneliness, this, that, and the third. And I got to talk to my mom about that, because I'm just like, Mom, literally, all I do is go to work, come home, do the Aunts Collab, and do YouTube, and talk to the people that I talk to. And I keep it simple. Not because I don't want to live more, but I feel like, too, a cake tastes good because of the basics. And we try to make it fancy. Sometimes the results can come out wonky. You know what I mean? So just saying something. But live your best life regardless, you know. So with that being said, Tiffany is not going to prioritize him, but is going to keep her options open. I think that's the best thing to do with this experience. Like, nobody is really going to be in a relationship by the end of this show. Nobody. This is 90 Day Fiance. Okay? Tell me, how can I stop? Dun, 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 dun. What makes the world go round? Okay. So then Rob and Jennifer talked. They both had a great time. And, you know, Jennifer's talking about her time with Courtney. That, you know, basically what ended up happening was that Jennifer and Courtney met up and Cole came to say hi, and you know, Rob asked when you and Cole reconnect, and she said, you know, it's possible, but there's got to be things that happen, this, that, and the third. And Jennifer said that Rob was a walking flag for the first couple of days. I'm like, that's rich. A woman who keeps antagonizing her ex is saying Rob is a red flag. That's rich. That's really rich. That is just rich. Okay. But Rob is growing on Jennifer. Rob is happy that Jennifer wants to know him. Rob is still reserved, rather. You know, wants to be upfront about the fact that he is still married. Right? Sorry. Now, I'm trying to think. There was Tanya and Sinjin, right? And Tanya was still married, right? When she was on 90 Day Fiance. I think Single Life. I think it was like some special edition of the Single Life, right? And so that was a stipulation for some people, like, until you are not married, I'm not going to date you, right? And I think that's fair for all parties, because you don't want to be the side 304, right? Or the side bitch, right? So, but in the same token, though, I am proud of Rob for being honest about it, because what you don't want to do is you don't want to drag it out till the end. And then Jennifer finds out, and then she really is going to be upset. So Jennifer's confused because she likes Rob, but this wrinkle may have done something to her. Now, this is the thing. For Jennifer to say this after everything she's done, like, y'all had sex. You made out. We'll circle back around to that just a little bit. So then it's group time once again. Courtney wants action from Usman, right? Because she's feeling like Usman's, you know, talking a lot of game, but not executing with his moves. So 3 games, 4 teams. On team 1, it's Tiffany, Rocky, Lexi, and Jay. On team 2, it's Jennifer, Rob, Chantel, and Colt. In team 3 is Cole, Tessa, Tim, and Elise. And then team 4 is Usman, Nikki, Chad, and Courtney. So the first game is called Balloon Pop. So there were 4 buckets and 8 balloons. They had to pop them, but it was with no hands. And these were water balloons, right? So everybody got wet. And so, you know, Tim got a hip thrust from Elise. And Tim, I love Tim, man. I wouldn't admit this, though, okay? But Tim said that the hip thrust is the most action he's gotten in Tulum. I'm like, bruh, you don't do yourself any circumstances when you say the quiet part out loud. You know what I mean? Like, if you're not getting action, like, just let the audience figure that out. You know what I mean? Don't tell the story for the audience, you know? And then after the game, Chantel says it's nice to be wet for a change. I'm like, oh, so Chantel's a super soaker, huh? She's an old school super soaker. You know, when you had to open up the orange cap and you could put ice cubes and ice cold water. Oh, yeah, I'm that lethal when it comes to war gun fights. I don't play. I do not play. So Tim is open to Elise. And let me tell you that, nice to be wet for a change. Yeah, I'm like, Chantel, I know you just did not say that. I know you did not just say that. So that was game 1, right? That was game 1 and team 2 won, right? So that was 2 points. So then kissing card. So basically you had to take a card, right? And you had to, you know, put it on your lips and then pass it to your, you know, teammate through lips. So it could not fall, right? And I gotta tell you something. This was so funny. So teams 1 and 3 went first. Rocky went in on Tiffany. I mean, it was a passionate kiss, right? So then Jay and Lexi went in. I'm like, oh, okay then. All right. Now listen, some of the singles might be hooking up with the singles of again the 90 Day Fiance cast. All right. So then teams 2 and 4 went up, and Usman and Courtney kissed. So they were trying to, pass the car through kissing, but the car fell down and Usman and Courtney kissed, right? So team 3 got done with, 15 seconds, but team 2 got done in 13 seconds. So team 2 won there, right? So at this point, team 2 has 2 points, but teams 1, 3, and 4 have 0. Mr. Blutowski, 0.0. Now I want you out of Animal House by 9 o'clock Monday morning. Shout out to Ari Lang from Howard Stern who did that so bro. Oh my God. Okay. Listen. So then for the final challenge, right, it's a water bucket brigade. So if you haven't played this game, it's basically, 4 chairs, right? So you have this water in a bucket and you have to pass it back to your teammate, right? But here's the gag. You can't look back. So you got to hope your teammate brings up the water bucket. Otherwise, they are soaked. So teams 3 and 4 come up, right? And let me tell you something. Chad lost the plot. He lost the plot, as the people say, because he was trying to aim it for the bucket, but he just threw it down in the sand, and it's just like, no. And Elise got for her team, okay? Elise got for her team. Then teams 1 and 2 came up. Courtney said Jim was going to have an orgasm with Rob. I'm like, good Lord Jesus. Oh, my God. So then Usman is making fun of Colt because Colt, he didn't get the bucket. It's like, Usman, bruh, you are making a mountain out of a molehill. Like, we all know Colt's not all that, but bruh, you keep poking at him just showcases your insecurities. Because if you are Soulja Boy, then execute that energy, bruh. You're not looking good. Because you're moving like Bilal. Your persona is one thing, but yet your soul rather is showcasing another. So then finally, there is a kiss-off, ladies and gentlemen. By the way, Team 3 won that one. Team 3 won the Water Bucket Brigade. So it's a tie between Team 3 and Team 2, right? So there's a kiss-off. This is the tiebreaker. So each team has to choose their teammate, right? And Colt steps up and says, I got it. I'm just like, nah, bro. No. Now, see, if I were there with Chantel, I'm like, listen, this is for the team, right? However, comma, what ends up happening after this, we're going to talk about, because I felt a way about this. TLC and 90 Day Fiance, Hunt for Love production team and crew. I felt a way about this, but we're going to talk about it. So Chantel is not here for Colt stepping up. So then it's Chantel and Jennifer, and then Tessa and Elise, okay? Tessa is one of the singles, right? So Chantel then says in her confessional that, last time she kissed a girl, it turned her whole world upside down. And she liked to take a man, just sit right there and tell you how she became the Fresh Princess of Bel-Air. Listen. You know what y'all are saying to me right now? You know what you're saying to me in the bushes? This is what y'all saying to me. Right here. Hang on. Where the hell is it? Hang on.
Well, what do we got here? Huh? You got your little satchel bag, huh? Your little ponytail, huh? Give me what's in the bag. I'll bite your fingertips off and your ponytail. Give me what's in the satchel. I know what's in the satchel. That's all I ask. Give me what's in the satchel.
Y'all are looking like, well, what do we have here, huh? Somebody trying to be funny with the motherfucking ass. You think you something? You woke up today and thought you were important? For that Fresh Prince of Bel-Air reference. Oh my God. Okay. All right, rolling on. So after all that, right? Joanna said ready, set, go. And Elise and Tessa, I don't know what happened to y'all, but I hope that's not how you kiss in private with anybody, man or woman. Because that what was that? It was and trying to hold each other, and then they got down on the ground. But let me tell you something. Jennifer said in her head, you want to ride. Let me be good to you. Hey, let me get it, ride it, jump on it, my saddle, baby, ride it, jump on it, bow, 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 bow. Let me tell you something. It was a holding of the heads, and it was kissing going on. I mean, and Chantel was really into it. So was Jennifer. And so then, Tim, there's a meme of, I think, Jason Momoa, where he has, the fold out chairs, and all Jason Momoa does with his chair is like, and sits it down, and then sits down the chair. That was the, hang on, let me see if I can pull it up. Folding chair gif. Hang on. Yep. Okay. See. Me and Google see each other right here. Hang on. Let me pull this up. Actually, you know what? Hang on. You know what? I'm going to do this one. Give me a moment. See, God is always telling you what's going on. Always what's going on. Hang on. As it loads up here. Oh, man. Today's been a good day today. It really has, man. It really, really has. Okay. Let's see. Can I loop this? No, I can't loop it, so I'll no, okay. All right, so let me show y'all this. So this was the energy right here, okay? this was the energy. But also too, I feel like this is how Jennifer is about Tim, okay? Now listen, okay? So when it came to Jennifer and Chantel kissing, this is how the men looked. I mean, Tim literally dragged up a chair and was like, this is hot. And Usman looked like he saw a wild gazelle in the savannah. Like it was like, if you look to your left, it was like, excuse me, can we get out of the Jeep here? And yes. That is interesting. That wow. It is blowing my mind. Like, it was that type of energy with Usman that he never seen two women make it out. So I'm like, wow, a cultural experience for Usman. Like, even Usman can be surprised. I'm like, that was refreshing. And so Team 2 won it. But here's where I have a problem, right? Here's where I have a problem. Because if I was, Colt and Rob, this is how I would be coming to the TLC production team. Well, excuse me, we were on this team. We don't get the champagne either. Because Rob was like, well, damn. Like, we got cut out. What do we do all this for? Like, I mean, I'm glad it's a free trip, but like, I wasn't like the bottle of champagne. So after all that, right? So the ladies got to choose who they want to go on a date. So Jennifer chose Cole, and Rob felt away because it's like we were on a team, you know, we won. It would be easy layup, and it's just like, bruh, no, she's gonna play y'all both. And it's gonna catch your ass up here in just a minute on the next episode. And then Chantel says, listen, although I enjoyed making out with you, Jennifer, or kissing you rather, either way, it was knees, weak arms, like spaghetti. I mean, Jesus. Jennifer, you know what? Hang on. I got it. I got the perfect thing. I have the perfect thing. Y'all know Pooh Bear loves honey, right? Y'all know Pooh Bear loves some honey. And oh no, I gotta do this one. I can't stand. I don't know if y'all seen these baby AIs, but these are so damn funny. I gotta do it like this. Okay, here we go. So Jennifer was doing this to Chantel like Pooh Bear is to a honey pie.
Come out the closet and stop keeping a secret and let the world know, if it had not been for the Lord that was on my side, I would have been. Swallowed up. Have you ever been swallowed up? Have you gone through a time of swallowing where everything was overwhelming and you were at your wit's end? That is my point of view. Because my point of view in the Easter story is relational. But from God's perspective, it is quite transactional.
Oh, yes.
The word redemption is in its nature transactional.
I'm so damn wrong for that. I'm so damn wrong. Oh my God. Okay. That was hilarious. I'm sorry. If you didn't get a laugh out of that, I don't know what to tell you. I simply don't know what to tell you. Oh my God. But sincerely, by the way, that's the first time I've heard that whole swallowed up comment or part. That's the first time I've heard the swallowed up context in full context. How can I say it? That's the first time I've heard the swallowed up statement in full with context. That's what I meant to say. Okay. So after Chantel and Rob are going on a date together, Elise and Rocky are going on a date together, right? And Tiffany kind of, now the little mystery, virtual, you think you are Rocky's man. She didn't do all that, but she definitely had that energy. And then, Tessa didn't get no date. I'm like, well, damn. I mean, at least you get the champagne to yourself. You know what I mean? So then, Cole and Jennifer talk. Jennifer is exploring with Cole because of what happened with Rob, of him not, still being married rather. But I'm like, at least Rob was upfront about it. You know what I mean? And, Jennifer sees Cole's beautiful heart, and Cole is focusing a little too much on Rob. Now, this is a move that happens on the Bachelorette a lot, when a man feels like he is really in love with the Bachelorette, even though you can't fall in love on TV in 7 weeks to 8 weeks and then think you're going to have a marriage after that. Sean and Catherine are a special exception. I don't want to hear nothing from y'all, okay? So, with that being said, when a gentleman on the Bachelorette focuses too much on someone else's connection than that bachelorette. Then the bachelorette cuts him. It's the same thing that happens on The Bachelor too. When a woman gets too caught up, then she gets cut as well. So, you know, Cole feels like it's a love triangle with Cole, Rob, and Jennifer. And, you know, Jennifer says that, you know, she hasn't kissed anyone. And Cole says, does that, change your view on things depending on, who you kiss? And Jennifer's interest is mostly in Cole. And child, when they did that throwback, right, to Jennifer and Cole kissing, I'm like, oh my God, this is not going to end up good. This is not going to end up good. Because as I was watching, I'm like, wait a minute, you had sex with Rob. Like, it is what it is. Like, maybe you were trying to spare his feelings, but that's saying a lot coming from the person that, is trying to ruin Tim's experience, right? So in the preview, we got Colt, Usman, and Courtney. And Usman is not really making any moves, but Colt is. He really wants Courtney here. So Usman chose Nikki to make Courtney jealous, which never works out because when Nikki finds out, right, then she's going to feel played. And then when Courtney finds out, then she's really going to be done because she hasn't been shown no action in the first place. Child, Rob is having sex, right? So who had sex with Rob, right? And then Elise needs to talk to Cole, which I got a feeling that conversation not going to really turn out too great. And then they do a social media review, and Elise and Jennifer get into it. You slept with Cole, you slept with Rob, right? That's how he looks. And Jennifer says, "I'm not like you, Elise. I don't have to throw myself at me." They come to me. It's like, Jennifer, sweetie, I'd rather have Chantel than you any day that ends in Y. That's every fucking day, okay? And with that being said, everybody, that is your 90 Day Fiance Hunt for Love Season 1, Episode 5 after show. This one was a good one. I'm loving this series. I hope that they really invest into it more and more. And here's the thing. TLC is under Warner Bros. Discovery. They are separated their linear cable channels, which include the Oprah Winfrey Network and the studios from each other, right? But I do hope that Warner Horizon Television, which is the unscripted division of Warner Brothers, sees this format and applies it to Bachelor in Paradise, right? Where Bachelor Nation alumni and singles can actually commingle, right? And they can be edition. But y'all should have Bachelor in Paradise for people who've never been in the world of Bachelor Nation, right? So that's my take on that. We're going to take a little commercial break and we'll be back with more Brands for Tour live right after this. We are live on tour. Like, I'm sure, subscribe. Back right after this. Roll it.
Beyond this gate, find gardens green and epic worlds to fill your dreams.
really no secret about our approach. We keep moving forward,
with the hope that it will be a source of joy and inspiration to all the world.
In Disney's 102-year history, there have been many defining moments and countless achievements. Today, we celebrate another thrilling moment, the creation of a spectacular new Disney theme park resort coming to Abu Dhabi.
Abu Dhabi is a place where heritage meets innovation, a place where we preserve our past while designing the future.
Bringing a Disney theme park resort to Yas Island, Abu Dhabi marks a historic milestone in our journey as a global family destination.
The 7th Disney theme park resort destination represents a new frontier in theme park ambitions. Our resort in Abu Dhabi will be the most advanced and interactive destination in our entire portfolio. The location of our park is incredibly unique. It's anchored by a beautiful waterfront, which will allow us to tell our stories in completely new ways. Ultimately, this project will be a celebration of what's possible when creativity and progress come together.
What we are creating with Disney in Abu Dhabi is a whole new world of imagination, an experience that will inspire generations across the region and the world.
This collaboration represents a powerful fusion of Disney's unmatched legacy in storytelling and Mira's commitment to bringing world-class entertainment to our guests.
Abu Dhabi's vision for the future is to create a legacy for generations to come.
Disneyland Abu Dhabi will be authentically Disney and distinctly Emirati. An oasis of extraordinary Disney entertainment at this crossroads of the world. It will bring to life our timeless characters and stories in many new ways, becoming a source of joy and inspiration for the people of this vast region to enjoy for generations to come.
Power 923 Jams and the Arkansas Minority Health Commission encourages you to take the COVID-19 vaccine to help keep you and your loved ones safe. Involved in our community, the People Station, Power 923 Jams. KIPR Pine Bluff, Little Rock, KFOG, Little Rock, a Cumulus Media Station. And now, back to the jams. Hip-hop. Drake.
Girls want girls where I'm from. Yeah, well, girls want girls where I'm
R&B. J. Howell.
Just 'cause I love you and you love me.
And now, bumping back-to-back continuous music with another fresh new jam. Heard here first on the People Station, Power 923 Jams. Power.
I'm loving it.
I'm loving y'all right back. Welcome back in the Brayley's Virtual Tour Live. Glad to have all here, guys. Look at this. Look at this right here. I downloaded it. Because I'm just like, listen, sometimes you just need this. Sometimes, just sometimes. But hey, for only people who deserve it, okay? I believe most of the time people are good. But child, some people, like a COVID-19, you hope to never catch them. Jesus. Anyway, welcome in everybody. Brayley's Virtual Tour Live. We are live on tour. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Glad to have all of you here. Hey, listen, if it didn't apply to you, I wasn't talking to you, okay? People, so much love to y'all, okay? Listen, 4 people in the building now. Glad to have all you here. This was a good episode. It really, really was. I think that Chantel might be the wild card here. I think she might go in a way that we didn't expect, right? I mean, of course, it's not going to be like, Cole and Chantel. That would surprise me. I'm like, whoa, okay. But I do think that, Jennifer and Chantel could have something. And I'm sure that, Chantel may want to explore that, but we'll see. I think Tim will still be, the single one of the group, which is fine. I mean, listen, being a third wheel is not all that bad because, listen, you ain't got nobody, you got to make sure they're okay and make sure you're okay and this, that, and the third. You know, I mean, companionship, you know, it's nice, but like my mom always says, rather, people got to earn the right to hear your story, but more than that, people got to earn the responsibility to be a part of it. Not everybody deserves to be a part of your story. Not everybody deserves to hear your story, right? So that's neither here nor there. I think with Courtney and Cole could potentially start something, but that doesn't mean it's going to develop into anything. Okay, so don't at me with that. I think Cole will end up single at the end of it. It just seems like at the end of it, I think that, you know, Rob, Jennifer, and Cole, they're all just going to, you know, even out of each other. I think they're all going to, you know, neutralize each other out, rather. I really, really do. Hey, Linnell Silla, welcome in. Glad to have you here. I'm trying to think who else. Elise, I think she's one of the singles. Elise, I don't think she's going to end up with anybody. I really don't, child. I'm trying to think if that's it. Oh, Tiffany, I don't know. I think she may pursue something with Rocky from this point on, but also too, this is 90 Day Fiance, Hunt for Love. We only are in episode 5, right? So there could be a curveball to bring in maybe some other 90 Day cast members or some new people, because it seems like right now by episode 6 or 7, they might throw in some new people. But hey, we don't know. I think that's everybody, right? Let me make sure on my thumbnail here. Make sure here. Let me go to the channel. Make sure here. So I think that's everybody. Let me see. Okay, yeah, I think I said Rob, Cole, and Jennifer. I think they'll all, you know, neutralize each other out. So I don't think Rob will be going home with anybody. But I think that's pretty much everybody on the cast. You know, the singles, they've been interesting, you know, adding to the mix. I like the fact that this is just not another 90 Day Fiance show. I mean, it is, but is it? You know, I mean, I'm just glad it's not 90 Day alumni dang each other, because it's like, okay, I've seen you, you've seen me, we've seen each other. Like, what's the point? But to bring in singles that they've never been in the 90 Day Fiance universe, that there could be stories there, I think that's a good move for them. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, we are live on tour. Like, comment, share, subscribe. By the way, tonight, we have something special for y'all. I saw an article about BET. I'm going through some changes here now. Let me bring this up. So right here, now this was just a test. I was just having some fun with that one. But right here, the state of BET, Black Entertainment Television Update Town Hall. We'll talk about that live here at 8:30. Because there's some changing happening. There's some people getting laid off and some streamlining going on. And about this, but we'll see what's going on with that. But that'll be coming up at 8:30. So 3 shows in one day. We had Diddy. We had a morning edition. It was early this morning, 8:30. So you might have missed it. But if you did miss it, don't worry. It's there for you as a replay. Then we did the Diddy check-in at 1 o'clock. And then we have this show now. Hello. I see you. Yep. I saw it. Wow. That's sad. That is really, really sad. That is really sad. When you gotta do that, that just goes to show you ain't shit. I mean, sincerely, like, really? So, is this what we're doing? Oh, Lord. Man. Ratchetness is afoot, y'all. Please be careful. But yes, we'll be talking about this conversation a little bit later on tonight at 8:30. So really, really looking forward to this conversation. I may talk about tonight on the Onyx collab. We'll see. Because I was like literally the only person. Well, there was one other room, but they weren't doing it like I was doing it. I was literally covering the BET sale from the crack of the open of the sale to the closing of the sale. Now, BET is still under Paramount, okay? But they eventually have to get rid of BET because Paramount's at $14.9 billion for debt. Not to mention, too, the sale of Skydance Media to Paramount, or Skydance buying Paramount, rather, it hasn't went through yet. So that's still being worked out. So yeah. Yes, indeed. That was quite sad. So, yeah. 2 more minutes here, and then I will turn off my camera. Then we'll just chill out for a little bit. So. But yes, please protect yourself, y'all. Seriously, mentally and otherwise. This life is too short. And honestly, just recognize how a person really moves is determined by their actions, not their words. Because anybody can say words, it takes somebody to execute their actions. So, but like I said before, stagnant princes and princesses can never compete with progressive kings and queens. They just can't do it. They can't do it. What you want me to do? My Lord Jesus. So, but yes, indeed. 1 more minute, and then I'll turn off my camera here. And yes, indeed. So. There we go. Crazy thing is, being on YouTube, you can do a lot, child. Over here, giving some love to my man, Tuber Chat. By the way, if y'all are not connected with Tuber Chat, great dude. He's from Canada, but he also helps a lot of creators. You get to network and all types of cool stuff. So he's been over here a couple of times, and I love good people who are good to people. You know, not everybody is. Yes, indeed. So yep. All right, y'all. That's been it. That's been an hour. I'm turning my camera now because we done the whole show for let me flip that reverse rewind it back. We've done the whole show for over an hour. Yes, we have. This show tonight. And y'all have really been supporting the 90 Day Fiance after shows. I really do. Appreciate that so much. I really do. Yes, indeed, I do. So it is good stuff. So, but yeah, it's 85 degrees outside where I'm at right now. Good Lord. I'm gonna try to go to the pool this time. I'm gonna try. I don't know. With the pool, it's just, I like it when I'm by myself, I guess. That's just me. You know. But yes, oh man. Yes, indeed. So y'all ready for next week? Because man, next week is the verdict of the other day trial. You know, we've been on this thing for 6 weeks, going on 7, and yeah, it's been quite a lot. It really, really has. I am sincerely grateful to all the new subscribers and all the new views and all the newness from the trial. Of course, I did say it wasn't going to be a dating channel because it's not. Of course, you guys still had other shows mixed in with that, but I figured as much that, okay, people are really going to want to know what's going on. So it's like, let me go live every day at 6. And there are some days, oh God, Jesus. But I feel for the jury. I feel for New York. Judge Arnson, I feel like he is going to do a vacation after this. For sure, you know what I mean. But yes, but it has been the trial of the summer for damn sure. By the way, shout out to Millie Chung. She's got an interview with the cast of Nextville. Looks like a bunch of female content creators, I guess. It's like a new reality show. So shout out to that. Always showing love to Millie Chung there. Y'all like, comment, share, subscribe to Millie Chung. Yes, indeed. Good people for sure. Yeah, we are just chilling. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna admit something to y'all right now. Okay, now. Oh man, as you all know, I used to be a part of a sector, right? And I don't even cover that shit no more. I really don't. But I've always said, if there's anything that's happening in that world, that I would honor y'all by letting you know about it, right? So I'm going to admit right now, okay, because listen, there's been a lot going on with this show. I'm going to admit to y'all right now, okay, that Braylon Lee was wrong. I'm going to show you, okay? I'm going to come on camera and take the L, okay? I'm going to come on, but also, too, I'm going to give a little asterisk to this. I'm going to give a little asterisk to this L as well, okay? That's what I'm going to do there. Let me see here. Y'all give me a moment here, okay. Okay. Good to see y'all. Let's see here. So I'm gonna admit right now, okay. Now, usually when a show rolls out, okay, you usually do this. You usually do a press release, right? So the show is coming back July 19th. Now, I said my 5 statements, okay? I thought the show was over, but I will gladly admit that I was wrong, okay? I have no problem admitting I was wrong. However, can we also talk that this was OWN's #1 show, that the renewal would have been a little bit, out there quicker, right? Because let's all admit, Rotten Tomatoes, they sometimes do, they have TV shows, but they're known for movies, right? So can we all admit at least the launch to announce this was a bit off, okay? Just saying. I come from the world of media, so that's why I was saying until there's a press release out, it's not official, because you don't want to have toss away K energy and then be in a situation where you're writing a check that your ass can't cash. But it is back on July 19th, okay? So I've admitted I was wrong. I did my part, okay? So there it is there. So you can tag me in of Brainley was wrong. But one thing I was not wrong about, though, right? I was not wrong about, by the time that show ended, right, from the reunion up to now, it was going to prove who's a real content creator, who is not a real content creator, okay? I was not wrong about that, okay? So I'm going to turn off my camera again. Yes, indeed. There's oh, man. So yes, indeed. So yep, we're just chilling. Glad to have all you here. Like I said, we're gonna chill out here for just a little bit, and then after that, I'll be out of here, and then we'll do our Stay of BET town hall discussion. Make it do what it do there. So. Oh man. We'll give it to like maybe what 1:12. I think 1 hour and 12 minutes, and then we'll just chill out. Yes, indeed. Hopefully, you guys are staying cool over here, or staying cool wherever you are. Rather, you know what I mean. So. Because it is important to stay cool. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Man. And like I said, it's more of the humidity than anything. You know what I mean? So, but in the same token, I will say, like, listen, to keep it a buck with you, man, it's not Arkansas where, because Arkansas where it can get up to like 105, 110 degrees. So yes, indeed. So yes, indeed. There we go. Ooh, Jesus Christ, sorry. It's been a minute since I fell asleep on stream, though. It really has. But yes, indeed. So we'll rock out to 1 hour and 12 minutes, and then we'll give y'all the daily motivator, then head on out. So yeah. Oh, Lord. Like I said, Thursday I'll be back with the day trial, because that's when closing statements will be happening tomorrow. They say the defense and the prosecution will both take 4 hours each. So basically, get ready for it all day, right? So usually they're starting at 9 a.m. So think about this: 9 to 10, 10 to 11, 11, 12, 12 to 1. So from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. will be the defense, or no, it could be the prosecution first, because the burden of proof is on the prosecution. So 9 to 10, 10, 11, 11, 12, 12 to 1. So 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. will be the prosecution. And then from 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 5, 5 to 6 will be the defense, right? So we'll see how that plays out tomorrow. And then Friday, the jury is supposed to get the case. And then I think it's going to be into next week. And then we'll hear the verdict for Diddy next week. So yes, indeed, there. So we have 2 more minutes, y'all, and then we'll head on out. Woo! Jesus Christ. Oh. Yeah. And like I said, later on tonight, I'll be I gotta finish up something tonight and send it off, but I'm excited for that. Oh, that's so cool. But yes, indeed. Oh, man. I know. Oh, yep, I got it. Okay, yep. Ooh, yep, I felt that. Jesus Christ, I felt that. Yes, indeed. Hey, two people, welcome in. About to get ready to wrap up the show with the Daily Motivator. Yes, indeed. I thank everybody for being here. And thank you guys for loving on the show. The last time we did 90 Day Fiance Anything was 90 Day Single Life, and that was a good time. So yes, indeed. There. All right, y'all. Okay. This one's a good one. I'm gonna read this one on camera because this one's a good one. As you guys know, we do the Daily Motivator over here quite often. The morning editions, we end it with a positive story. We give you something to think about throughout your day, and then the Daily Motivator, we try to give you something good to go to bed to. You know what I mean? So it's our signatures to our show. So yes, indeed. There. All right. Let me get up here. The Daily Motivator. The Daily Motivator. Yes. The Daily Motivator. Yes. All right, here we go here. And like I said, I heard this Daily Motivator from, I think, 106.7 FM, Hallelujah, 106.7 Hallelujah FM in Little Rock, Arkansas. I just never forgot the website. So I'm like, okay, we'll bring this into the show. So here we go, everybody. Oh, hang on. There I am. All right, here we go, everybody. Talent without genius isn't much, but genius without talent is nothing whatsoever. Ooh. Wow. I'm going to read that 2 more times here for the people in the back. Talent without genius isn't much, but genius without talent is nothing whatsoever. Talent without genius isn't much, but genius without talent is nothing whatsoever. Paul Valerie. Very well said, good sir. Well, I hope y'all got that lesson for those who need it the most, some more than others. It's time for Day Over for Wednesday, June 25th, 2025. Seriousness. Many of the worst problems can be avoided by living with a healthy amount of seriousness. After all, where seriousness is absent and pettiness reigns, disaster looms. Oh, I'm gonna read that 2 more times. After all, where seriousness is absent and pettiness reigns, disaster looms. After all, where seriousness is absent and pettiness reigns, disaster looms. Steer clear of that pettiness and let it consume itself on its own without your participation, without your observation. Invest your attention in the beauty, opportunities, challenges, satisfactions, and lessons of reality. There's plenty of reality to go around. You have all sorts of ways to bring new goodness and richness into being and to share the experience with others. So do so with the joy it naturally brings, with plenty of good humor and also with seriousness. It's great to align yourself and deepen your understanding by entertaining all sorts of fantastic concepts, yet keep yourself firmly grounded in reality and the sober seriousness it demands. Enjoy every moment, have lots of fun, and live with enough seriousness so that the joy and fun will endure. Ralph Morrison. Oh, this one was a good one. This one right here was a good one. I sincerely appreciate Ralph Morrison because what Ralph does is he takes my parents' strategy that they gave me, take an inch and make it a mile, right? And I will just say this when it comes to seriousness. I think if you are not serious about something, then that says a lot about you, right? And like I said, we have fun over here, right? We joke, we laugh, we make it do what it do, right? And at times, we try our very best to be a place to fall, right? But in the same token of that, sometimes we have to be serious about the things that may be hard to talk about. And I will say, this trial has been so consuming in so many ways because it has really forced me, I think it's forced you, I think it's forced all of us to really reflect in the mirror of who we are as a people. Where do we want to go and how do we want to be as a person? So the first thing I'll tell you about seriousness is never, ever get rid of your seriousness, because sometimes it does take an adult to center the room. And I promise you, if everybody else is not serious about something, you are what you hang around, right? You know how they say the 5 closest people that you hang around, that's a reflection of who you are. I'm just saying, okay? So that's the first thing I'll tell you about seriousness. The second thing I'll tell you about seriousness is that right here, you have all sorts of ways to bring new goodness and richness into being and share the experience with others. You know, I was talking to my coworkers, right? And I said a story that I think I've told you guys about before. You know, I want to, do full ride scholarships and, help people go to college a little bit easier, want to do a business school where you can learn how to be a content creator and entrepreneur and, everything else along with the basics. And I wanted to do all this stuff and still do, but I've refined my focus a lot. And I refined that focus because of my mom, because she said to me, Bray, if you come in saving everybody, then who is God? And I'm just like, well, true, but didn't you also say to us that we should be about helping people if we can be a resource? And then she says, that's where the difficulty lies, right? And so you have to recognize that your resources are for you, but don't be selfish with them either. And like I said to y'all earlier, my mom has always said people have to earn the right to hear your story, but also too, people have to earn the responsibility to be a part of it. So the second thing I'll tell you about seriousness is that recognize that your seriousness is almost like your bank account. Now everybody deserves to walk into your bank. Okay? And everybody deserves to walk into your bank. Let me tell you something. Those people who walk into your bank, because you're the bank of abundance, that's from God. They're the bank of just enough from man. And man's checks always bounce. God's checks always clear. Man's checks always bounce. God's checks always clear. Man's checks always bounce from the bank of just enough. God's checks always clear from the bank of abundance. Okay, that's the second thing I'll tell you. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy every moment, have lots of fun, and live with enough seriousness so that the joy and the fun will endure. I think it's bigger than live with enough seriousness. I think it's also having a mindset to care. I really do. We played the clip before of Bishop T.D. Jakes talking about, if you hang around 10-gallon, if you hang out with people with pint-sized capacity, you become what you are. And I think about that often because I'm just like, there are some people that portray themselves as 10-gallon level people, but they really have pint-sized capacity in terms of their faculties of being able to do anything for their own self. Because, once again, if we really want to talk about, who's a content creator, who's not a real content creator, and it boggles my mind when people say, where's the content? Where's the content? Where's the content? Because it's just like, it's out here, but you just don't want to watch it, which is your right. But just because you say something doesn't mean it's true when the truth is out here. I'm just keeping it a buck. So, I think it's more than just having enough seriousness. It's having a foundation. If you do not have a foundation, then how you move in your life is going to be shit. How you think and how you move determines the flow of blessings and curses in your life. You know, I've said that to you before, but really that's the law of attraction, The Secret. By the way, if you haven't read The Secret, you need to read it because it's an amazing book and it really does help. And for those Christians that don't believe in The Secret book, you know, give and it shall be given unto you, good measure, pressed down, shaken together, running over, men will give it to your bosom, right? So, or the golden rule, do unto us as they do unto you. Whew, isn't it interesting that the younger ones have more intellectual sound and more of a comprehensive view of respect than the so-called elders are supposed to have lived life, and you know they apparently have soiled their oaths, and they are supposed to have responsibilities that makes them serious, but they end up just looking like a kid out here with not one fucking thought to recognize that, guess what? Sometimes it's not God. Sometimes it's not the devil. Sometimes it's you that causes your own demise. Like I said, demises come from the devil. Rises come from God. Demises come from the devil. Rises come from God. Demises come from the devil. Rises come from God. Just saying, as I keep scrolling of original digital dimensional content, like it boggles my mind when people say that. Where's the content? Where's the content? Where's the content? It's right here. You just don't want to watch it. Like I said, that's your right. But just because you say it a lot doesn't mean it's true. So yeah. That Check-In with the King episode was so damn funny. So damn funny. So I'm still scrolling with content. Oh, that's a channel I might need to tune into. Sorry, I'm still got Tuber Chat here. That's a channel I need to be locked into. So I've never heard of it before. And by the way, like I said, if you haven't checked out my man Tuber Chat, please go check him out. He's amazing. But yeah, I think that's the thing too. Is you cannot be so upset at other people for how they view you when you the one giving something to talk about, right? So if you're tired of people saying you a piece of shit, quit moving like a piece of shit. And you want to be talked about as a piece of shit. I'm scrolling back up now. But if you move as somebody who, you may not be the best, you may not be the worst, but foundationally, soulfully, and really mentally, you always try to move in integrity, then people will give you love, grace, and space. Where you always showcase your character, people will give your character love, grace, and space. As I'm still scrolling. Original digital special content. Oh my Lord. I do this every time. And can't nobody prove that there's no content out here on YouTube. Like, it's mind-boggling. Mind-boggling. Absolutely mind-boggling. So that's it. All right, y'all. I will see y'all back here tonight at 8:30 for our BET conversation, which is right here. Yes, indeed, right here at 8:30. State of BET, Black Entertainment Television update. Tune in for that. We're going to have a good time. That being said, it's time for the best outro on YouTube with original digital special content. Know what you do and do what you know. Never say one more special because you are always born a blessing and trust. You may not be where you want to be, but by the end of it, you'll be where you need to be. Do what you've been chosen to do. Why it's one thing to call yourself, it's another to be chosen. One love, much love, all love. I spend time with you. You spend time with me. Hopefully, by spending time together, Ross will be great together. Always remember we're doing radio, television, YouTube, living your best life. Or even just dropping math. You don't like the numbers? Change it. Otherwise, lay there, roll over, and take it, in the words of Marcel Scott. Oh my God. I always remember, receive love you got, give it, receive love you got, give it, receive love you got, give it, where obstacles you have overcome, where success you have achieved upon this particular day. I'm extremely proud of you, but no one's proud of you. Be proud of you, damn. So finally, y'all, sincerely recognize that there's more. If for no one else, for yourself. Sincerely, there are times where when I'm doing Brandon's Virtual Tour Live, I get so worried about the world. But then I'm just like, wait a minute, you cover everything. So everything ain't bad, so why should your mind be? With that being said, one love, much love, all love. I feel the love. And I'll send it right back to you. Bye, everybody. I'll see you tonight at 8:30 for our BT conversation. If this is your last tour, good night to you, or good evening, afternoon, and morning, wherever you are in the world. One love, much love, all love. Bye, everybody.
I thought I should tell you, they've been talking about you. Yeah, they've been talking about you. They've been talking about the fact that they've done everything they could to stop you and everything they could to block you, but you still win. They've been talking about the fact that they have undermined your success and they have tried to sabotage your seasons, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that even though they don't like each other, they get together to try to kill you, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that you were voted least likely to succeed, but like cream, you keep rising to the top. They've been talking about how they tried to burn your world down, but like the phoenix, you rose from the ashes. They've been talking about you. And you know what they say? Oh, she's just lucky. He's just lucky. But no, you ain't lucky. You're anointed. You got something on you. You got favor on you. You got power on you. You were born to win. Now they can call it luck, but it's grace. They can call it luck, but it's favor. But whatever they call it, it doesn't matter, because you know what God calls you? Do you know what God calls you? A winner. I thought I should tell you, they've been talking about you. Yeah, they've been talking about you. They've been talking about the fact that they've done everything they could to stop you and everything they could to block you, but you still win. They've been talking about the fact that they have undermined your success and they have tried to sabotage your seasons, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that even though they don't like each other, they get together to try to kill you, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that you were voted least likely to succeed, but like cream, you keep rising to the top. They've been talking about how they tried to burn your world down, but like the phoenix, you rose from the ashes. They've been talking about you. And you know what they say? Oh, she's just lucky. He's just lucky. But no, you ain't lucky. You're anointed. You got something on you. You got favor on you. You got power on you. You were born to win. Now they can call it luck, but it's grace. They can call it luck, but it's favor. But whatever they call it, it doesn't matter, because you know what God calls you? Do you know what God calls you? A winner. I thought I should tell you, they've been talking about you. Yeah, they've been talking about you. They've been talking about the fact that they've done everything they could to stop you and everything they could to block you, but you still win. They've been talking about the fact that they have undermined your success and they have tried to sabotage your seasons, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that even though they don't like each other, they get together to try to kill you, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that you were voted least likely to succeed, but like cream, you keep rising to the top. They've been talking about how they tried to burn your world down, but like the phoenix, you rose from the ashes. They've been talking about you. And you know what they say? Oh, she's just lucky. He's just lucky. But no, you ain't lucky. You're anointed. You got something on you. You got favor on you. You got power on you. You were born to win. Now, they can call it luck, but it's grace. They can call it luck, but it's favor. But whatever they call it, it doesn't matter, because you know what God calls you? Do you know what God calls you? A winner. I thought I should tell you
Good evening. My name is Mark Woodbury. I'm the chairman and CEO of Universal Destinations and Experiences. Well, we're finally here. Tomorrow we begin a new chapter at Universal Orlando Resort as we open Epic Universe. We built this place for you. I want to thank you, our fans, for your love of our stories, characters, and immersive experiences that inspired this incredible place. Epic Universe represents over 8 years of meticulous planning, immense creativity, and innovation, combined with unmatched craftsmanship and operational excellence on the part of thousands of people who have brought to life the stories and characters that live beyond each of Epic's portals. But it represents so much more. Your love of Universal and the deep connections we've shared together here in Orlando over the past 30 years inspired us to dream bigger and to push the boundaries to create something extraordinary for you and for generations of fans and families to come. And tomorrow, as we open Epic Universe, I can't wait for you to experience this place for yourself. Now it's your turn to step inside, to lose yourself, and to share this place with the ones you love most. As we open this park, we hope your world becomes a little more epic. Tomorrow, Epic Universe becomes yours.
Prepare for a journey beyond imagination, beyond belief, beyond anything you've experienced before. Universal Epic Universe, a new theme park where you'll step through extraordinary portals to 5 immersive worlds. Prepare for a cosmic voyage of discovery, an isle of fire-breathing excitement, a shadowy world of monsters and mystery, new wonders in the wizarding world, and a new way to play. Plus the splendor of a magnificent resort hotel overlooking the park. It's all new excitement at Universal Orlando Resort. A week's worth of vacation thrills with 4 amazing theme parks, a variety of spectacular themed hotels, and incredible dining and entertainment. It's all at Universal Orlando Resort, where you'll find new adventures every day. Explore the astonishing worlds of Universal Epic Universe at Universal Orlando Resort.